Hello everyone, it's quarantine baseball again. Today Andrew and I are here on the street next to our house. It rained a lot last night, so our yard's really wet. The asphalt's nice and dry. We won't get muddy. The baseball should stay clean. So we're going to take advantage of a street that we have here that doesn't get a lot of traffic. We're going to work on some outfield drills today. Playing outfield. Everyone on our team plays outfield at least 1 inning per game. And outfield positions are just as important as infield positions. And really, when it's time for a big play and killing a big play, outfield's even more important. So we're going to work on 3 things today. The first of which is we're going to work on the idea that as an outfielder, when we're running for a ball, we want to make sure we're pumping our arms, we're running full speed until it's time to catch the ball. And so with a lot of younger players, you'll often see when the ball goes in the air, the first thing they do is this, or the first thing they do is this. And then they run with one arm up in the air. And if you've ever watched the Olympics, you know that the fastest runners in the world, none of them run with their arm out straight, right? They all run by pumping their arms. So we want to get used, as an outfielder, we want to get used to the idea that we want to sprint until the last second and catch the ball at the last second. So we're going to go to Andrew here. He's going to show us the drill, which is that we're going to stand in one spot and pump our arms. I'm going to have him turn sideways. He's going to pump his arms until I toss the ball, and then he's going to reach up and catch it. All right? And that's all there is to it. I want him to get used to the idea that we pump our arms like we're running, and then we reach up and catch it. Instead of, show him the opposite of this, Andrew, which would be holding your arm out while you're running. This is not what we don't want to do, right? We want to avoid that, okay? We want to avoid running with our arm out the whole time. So this is just getting used to that. Andrew just did all those to his backhand side. We could easily turn it around. He could do it to his forehand side too. So that's one drill we can do. The next drill we can do is very much related to this. And that's, I'm going to have Andrew back up, and I'm going to have him run toward me. And as he's running toward me, he's going to have good sprinter arms, and he's not going to stick his arm out to catch the ball until the ball is 10 to 15 feet from his glove. So I'm going to have him sprint. He's going to show you good arm form, and I'm going to toss the ball up, and he will not stick his arm out until it's almost time to catch it. Let's go. Good. Okay, so now that he's closer to me, I can send him back the other direction, have him practice going back on a ball. So I want you to move over to this side of the street, and you're running an angle kind of towards the pole there, a little past the pole. And I'm going to throw him a ball where he's going to run for it. And again, he's going to pump his arms really well and not reach up for it until the last second. So he's make sure he gets there. Let's go. Nice catch. All right, so now he's far away. So since he's far away, we're going to go back to the one coming at me. Go. Good. All right, and so I'm going to give him a little feedback, which was that on that one he made the play nice and routine. But to make this drill work, we really want to practice an exaggerated arm pump and then a last second grab, okay? So most of these throws, he's been able to stick out his glove a little bit early, and that's okay. But we're really working on this idea of pump, 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 go, 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 100% full speed, catch the last second. So it might look a little funny or feel a little funny on a routine play like that one, but we're just trying to get used to the idea of go, go, go. All right, back up, Andrew. And go. Woo, got it. Good job, all right? So that's it for this drill, this idea of we are sprinters in the outfield until we're close to the ball and we catch it. We can never run as fast with our hand out or up as we can when we're pumping our arms. All right, the next skill we want to work on is outfield throws. And for our team, we've talked in the past about a curl hop or a crow hop. And then there's the alternate version of that, which is a step behind to make it a throw. So for just a basic reintroduction of an idea of a curl hop is where you're going to take your back foot, and you're going to jump it in front of your front foot to throw. Okay, and this is a throwing technique for outfielders to get more power into their throws for long throws to the bases. So if you pick up the ball, back foot in front of your front foot with a big hop. So we're gonna pick up the ball and we're gonna go and throw. Now we've got a throwing net set up so we can throw into the net, so Andrew doesn't have to chase balls that I'm throwing really far. But that's the crow hop. All right. The second version of this is something we call a step behind. Okay. So I got my bucket of baseballs here. A step behind is something that's become more popular with big league players in the last few years. So the crow hop is what I learned growing up. It's what a lot of coaches still teach. But if you watch big league players, a lot of them are picking up balls and they're stepping behind to throw. Now this is a little different. You don't get as big of a step with your back foot as you do with the curl hop. But there must be a reason why professional players are using this. Maybe it's faster, maybe they get more power on the throws, maybe the throw is more accurate. But again, it looks like this. They're gonna pick up a throw and they're gonna step behind before they throw. So Andrew and I are gonna do a little experiment today. And the experiment's gonna be, we're gonna each make 10 throws into that net, picking up the ball off the top of the bucket here, okay? So we're gonna pick up balls off this bucket, and Margaret is gonna time these for us. Margaret, come on over here and get introduced to quarantine baseball, all right? Margaret's our assistant. She has a notepad and paper. We're gonna time how long it takes from the time you pick up the ball off the bucket until the ball hits the net. And we're gonna do 5 each, have a little bit of data. It's like a little science experiment for stay-at-home school, okay? And so our viewers can do this too. And the kids who are on my team, our team, Andrew's team, the first player who does this experiment and does 5 data point collections from each throwing style and sends their data to me, that kid gets to bat cleanup in our first game of the year if you want to bat cleanup, all right? So first kid, so Andrew's not eligible for this one. He'll have to bat somewhere else, all right? But any other player, if you do 5 of these data points and tell me what's faster, the curl hop or the step behind, then you're gonna be able, you'll have the opportunity to bat cleanup if you want to in the first game. So we're gonna stop this now with regular video. We're gonna go to a time lapse, because the time lapse will show, you don't wanna watch us do all 20 of these throws. You'll just have a chance to see it as it's going on. So we're now set up for our experiment between the curl hop and the step behind. What I've done is I've set up a bucket here with a baseball on top, and that's gonna be my simulation for fielding a ball on the hop in the outfield. You can imagine you're playing outfield, and the ball's hit, and you scoop it up with your glove hand. So this is on my glove hand side. Andrew's left-handed, so when he does it, it'll be flipped over on the other side. And when you field the ball in the outfield, you want to pick it up with this foot, your glove side foot, picking up the ball and hitting the ground at the same time. So that way you scoop it up, and throw. Now, because this ball is not moving, it's one of the cardinal rules of baseball is you don't pick up a ball that's not moving with your glove. It's hard. So I'm going to scoop this up with my bare hand, and I'm going to toss my glove to the side. All right? Yep, there's my glove. Okay? And I'm going to scoop it with my bare hand and have the same idea of trying to scoop and curl hop and throw. Or, put the ball out of the way, we're going to scoop, step behind, and throw. Okay? So that's what we're going for here. Off the top of a bucket, on my glove hand side, simulating the ball that's hit towards us. And now it's time to collect some data. All right, so I just finished my 10. 2 things that we found I think are important. One was that I got faster at the step behind as we went along, probably because I got more used to trying to work with this bucket, right? Trying to pick it up on the right foot and then get my foot through here. So that second thing is that this is actually pretty tricky to get your foot through here and not kick the bucket. So this may not be an ideal experiment because of that bucket challenge. I would recommend that before you time yourself that you make several trial runs. And so as I went through with the step behind, I got faster almost every single one. So that might suggest that maybe we need to collect a little more data. But I've done mine now, and so now it's time for Andrew to do his 5 curl hops and his 5 step behinds. All right, so we finished our trials with the curl hop and the step behind. One of the things that Andrew and I both experienced was that, the problem of kicking the bucket on the step behind is challenging. The other thing is that because you don't have a glove on, make sure you pick up the ball with the right hand. So it's going to be tricky too. You just got to think about what you're doing, making sure that your glove hand goes down with your glove foot next to it for the scoop. And then for the step behind, right, you want to make sure you get your foot behind. So it's a little bit of a challenge. So Andrew and I, we talked about this. We both think that the step behind, that we both got faster on it, and the data kind of bears that out, that we got a little bit faster as we kept doing it. And we're both more used to the curl hop, so we really didn't improve with the curl hop as we went along. But we'll do some calculations here. We'll put the averages on. I think the averages are pretty close, just looking at the numbers. but we'll post the results here at the end of the video. I want to thank our camerawoman Lucy for her great job and her patience today, and Margaret for collecting the data. And that's it for this week for Quarantine Baseball. It is now the next day after we recorded yesterday's video, and instead of putting numbers on screen to show the results of the data that Andrew and I collected for our curl hop versus step behind, I decided to bring it to the screen to talk about it. So Andrew, for his curl hops, he did 5 throws that we thought were valid, and his average was 1.34 seconds from the time that he picked up the ball until the ball hit the net. And on the step behind, his average was 1.38 seconds from the time that he picked up the ball until the ball hit the net. That's not very much of a difference, 1.34 versus 1.38. It's only about 3.5% difference. So it is a little faster for him to do the curl hop. And likewise for me, my average was 1.31 in the curl hop and 1.36 on the step behind, almost 4% difference, not very much of a difference. So with such a small difference, it's really hard for us to say that one's really faster than the other because we only took 5 sample runs of each method. Also, there are limitations. How accurate were we with the timing, right? We were doing it with a handheld stopwatch. So all in all, it does appear that the curl hop is a little faster for the two of us, but there's not that much of a difference in terms of speed. So then we'd want to test it out on a big field and say which one allows us to make better, harder, more accurate throws between the step behind and the curl hop. A couple other things to think about. One is that the distance from the bucket where you pick up the ball and you start the time and the net where you stop the time, that distance doesn't really matter if you're collecting your own data, as long as you maintain the same distance for both methods of throwing. So when Andrew did the drill, he was a little farther away, his bucket was a little farther away, but it didn't really matter because he used the same distance from the bucket to the net for both drills. We're just comparing the change between the step behind and the curl hop. So you can do this drill too, as long as you maintain a consistent distance from the pickup point when you start the stopwatch until the ball hits the net when you stop the stopwatch. If you look at the relative difference between those 2 sets of times and send me your data, like I said, if you're on our team, you get to choose when you bat in the first game, clean up if you want to.